What's up, fight fans? Your boy P. Welsh here, bringing to you UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Vallejos. Another just average week, 6-6. Gonna just go straight into fight picks here. No more betting analysis. Sorry about that. Sorry I haven't been as sharp. We're starting off in women's strawweight. Piera Rodriguez versus Sam Hughes. Rodriguez 11-2. Sam Hughes 11-6, and both girls been on a tear. Rodriguez only loss was that headbutt DQ to Carnelossi recently. And Sam Hughes had a finish in her last fight and been looking really good. What I think happens here, this is a rematch from back in 2022. And I think it's kind of this similar thing happens in a way where I think Hughes is going to be forced to commit on the feet, where then Rodriguez will shoot a takedown. But if she can't get that, I still think Rodriguez has a fair shot in the striking department to do better and control against the octagon, right? So if she doesn't necessarily succeed with takedowns and ground and pound, I think she will just dominate via clinch against the cage and work that way. I think Hughes' defense is probably way better and more underrated, but I mean, it's just one of those spots where she struggles with her takedown defense, and I think this is a spot where Rodriguez is going to look to do it, just look to get on top, and she's good enough on the feet to make Hughes commit to the striking exchanges that I think will engage the takedowns. And that's where I think Hughes is her win condition is to be a better striker. So when Pereira or Rodriguez does go in there, that she has no success, great defense, breaks, and then wins on the feet. And, so that's where if you like Sam Hughes, you really like her. Is her takedown defense disengaging and just being better 1-2s, but Rodriguez seems like she has more power at times, has better aggressive offensive takedowns, and is maybe a little bit stronger, even though they're the same size, and, against the clinch and against the cage. So going Rodriguez for the fight pick should be a great one. Awesome matchup. Really one of the best WMMA fights that you're going to see. And I love both these fighters. I've been watching a bunch of them over the last few years, and this should be a doozy. I'm going with Rodriguez, the official pick here, by decision. Next up, bantamweight, Elijah Smith versus Su Young Yu. Smith 9-1. Yu 16-3, 2-no contest. Slam win for Smith. Two young guys coming in there. We have Zhao Long, winner against Yu in his last fight debut. And he beat Vince Morales, who's a little bit better than never mind. That's the other Morales I was thinking of. But yeah, I like Smith here. I think Smith TKO is probably how it gets done. I think he hits him on the chin. Yu goes down. He gets in there for some ground and pound against the cage, and it's over. I had Zhao Long in that fight against Yu that he lost, and if Smith hits Yu with the shots that he was hit with by Long, I think Smith is going to put him out. He's a way better athlete. I think he's got way better accuracy. I think he's a better striker. I think he's very powerful. He kind of reminds me of Joaquin Buckley for a bantamweight. Super athletic, super powerful, super hard to deal with, especially off a comparable, especially on the low, especially with a good cut in there. I do think Yu has a lot of octagon time, which is a benefit for him. That's why I think I could see a later submission there, but I just think at some point Smith is just one touch power to put him out, and the ground and pound won't be far behind it. So, Smith TKO is what I really like. Next up, women's bantamweight, Baya Mosquita versus Montez Rendon. 6-0 Mosquito versus 7-1 Rendon, and Rendon put a couple of L's on the record, and I'm definitely gonna pick against her right here. I didn't think she won one of her fights that I had Vidal in, and so I definitely am on, and I didn't think she won her last fight either, and she did win. So she's won a couple splits against me. I'm going Mosquita here for big revenge spot personally and professionally. They have no history, but I think Mosquita is making her UFC. No, she beat Aleskiva on. Yeah, she's just a grappler. She's going to come all over Rendon and finish her. Submission attempts after submission attempts. I think if she's able to get her down, there's no way that she doesn't get a rear naked choke. I mean, that's literally her MO. So if you like this, Mosquita submission, 4 on her record. Rendon, again, you got to just think if she's only been to decisions and she hasn't really fought anybody that has a, her one. You can look at this, a grappling loss to Juliana Miller. So there you go, submission. I think rear naked. I think Mesquita submission is the spot here in this fight. Rendon's got to keep it on the feet. You know, if she can be a better boxer, yeah, Rendon by decision could be like her win path. I just don't believe in Rendon. I don't think she's super talented, and I think if if this girl comes in Mesquita, I think you getting a decent value on her. We haven't had a lot of experience, and you know what she's gonna do. She's coming in there, and she's coming in for a rear naked choke. She's going for takedowns, striking. Let's go Mesquita for the finish. Bantamweight bout. We got Luna Lacerda, 13-3, 5'7" against Hector Sosa. First time breaking down both these guys in my who is 30 years old. What was his record? 14-1. Contender Series decision win to get up here. And yeah, I kind of like Lacerda here, the underdog to come through. I think he's got a little bit more experience against higher level people. 3 UFC fights against guys that are not bad at all. Stanman, Blackshear, and his last win was against Oliveira. I don't know if Sosa's ever been challenged by a grappler that Lacerda is, and another one that has a pathway to it. This is one that I'm going to write down and sprinkle on both in a way because I like both these submission props here and this guy too. I think if Sosa's going to have to keep it on the feet, he's going to have to be better. And I just don't know, even with the experience, like, I know if Damon Blackshear's finishing you on the feet like that, it's just like, okay, you could definitely get pieced up, but Damon Blackshear's a really high level UFC fighter, right? Virtually ranked in a very difficult bantamweight division. It's not like there's not enough bantamweight fighters to get ranked there. And I know it was ground punches, so and he was in Blackshear's wheelhouse. And Blackshear's a great grappler too, man. How many times have we talked about Blackshear's submission? So I like Lacerda here. I think he can get him in a bad spot. I think Sosa can make a mistake and just not have the experience to get out of it. I like Lacerda's submission here. Lacerda's the official pick. Again, it's one of those spots, too. It's like this guy has he's a big favorite, one fight off the Contender Series versus, I know a guy that's taken some lumps, but has a clear pathway and a spot that I think is a little bit hungrier. So let's go Lacerda. Next up, lightweight bout, Balaji Oki versus Manuel Sousa. Not Sosa, Sousa. Oki 10-3 coming off a loss, and Sousa making his debut with a 13-1 record. 8 knockout wins, 3 subs, 2 decisions, couple wins previously. Beat Christian Perez, 3rd round finish to get here. And I don't know, I kind of like Oki here. Call me crazy. Another spot that I just think you're getting good value. I mean, the Mason Jones is not a good look. A lot of people lose to Chris Duncan. I ain't mad about that. To beat up on Michael Aswell, is that better or worse? Is Aswell good or bad? I don't know. That's actually the next question. Is Aswell good or bad from that fight? Because, all he did was fight Lucas Almeida since then. So we have to actually see him fight because he lost to Bogdan. He's not, so. At this point, I kind of leaning towards Sousa right now. I think Oki is just maybe not as talented as I thought he was, and I would like to see him prove it before I pick him again. And I'm not feeling really high on Sousa either, especially at that price tag, but I'm just kind of going against Oki in a way that, like, sometimes I feel like this guy is just going to go fade, and maybe he should. I don't even know. I don't know. This one's it's like I want to pick Oki just because I think he's better than that. But like if you're going with like split decision win against Timothy Chiwamba and a Michael Aswell decision win, like how good are those guys? All respect to Chris Duncan and Mason Jones. Freaking Mason Jones, bro. Just needed him to finish Jeremy Stevens. So, yeah, I'm going with Sousa here. I'm going to fade Oki and not think twice about it. Next up, welterweight bout. Chris Curtis, 32-12 and 1 no contest versus Maratak Orablai, 15-1. Finally found his welterweight division, which is probably right. I think he's going to be a little undersized here because I thought Chris Curtis was a middleweight, so he's coming down the welterweight. It's a little scary for Orablai. Sometimes I don't know how you could pick or trust Chris Curtis with your money or your mind with like how much he is just. I don't know if I don't know how mentally strong he's there in a way. Sometimes I worry about him, about how crisp he is, how not potentially injured he is. So At that rate, I'm just going Orobly with the pick. I don't really like any of it. I mean, if I liked anything, I'd probably just do Curtis money line because I think if he could just be a better like pure striker for 15 minutes versus Orobly coming in there, can't get a takedown, doesn't do great damage against defense, and like when the exchange, Curtis has a good workload. I'm just not super confident in picking that, and not super confident in. I mean, the thing about Orblay is I think he'll be really undersized versus the people that he's been bullying. Missing weight at lightweight, making it catch weight against guys that are cutting. So I do think he could be exposed here. If Matausher and Becky can beat you up and for 15 minutes, I think Chris Curtis can do a lot of work to you too. You know what I mean? If you're looking at the difference between Chris Curtis and Rebecca, the 4 inches, the 9 inches on the reach, I could see how people want a pathway to Curtis and him, and this might be a spot that I think it could be worthy because, like I said, I really think that that Chris Curtis is a middleweight, right? And he's coming down to lightweight, which could be a very good spot. He had his last win. I think Max Griffin was is that a welterweight fight? They did, yeah, that was his last welterweight fight. So could be new Chris Curtis here. I could see the upset. I'll pick it. Fuck it. I'll pick Chris Curtis. I think Orobly could be nah. Reverse. Orobly. I'm not picking Chris Curtis. He put the L on the record. I'm not getting the L with Orobly. Let's go. Picking Orobly. Next up, middleweight bout, Brad Tavares still in the UFC 12-2 versus Eric Yaboy Anders 17-9-1 no contest, 6'1", both guys, 1 inch reach advantage for Anders. And yeah, I think this is Tavares, maybe third rounder decision. I think Tavares is just a way better fighter. Just looking for a guy that's taking some. I don't know how you could pick Eric Anders here. I mean, I know Brad Tavares ain't a super strong contender, and it's not really a spot that I'm like, I love, but I mean, it is pretty close to pick him. I think Brad Tavares is a way better boxer, striker, mixed martial artist in terms of navigation of the cage. And I think he has potentially the finishing upside. Brad Tavares really don't get finished like that. He does have a few KO losses. Even his last one, but I don't know. This one I'm on Tavares here. I really can't overthink it. Not like he owes me a little bit, but I just think he's a better fighter than Anders. Like, Anders is just an athlete, like a bowling ball that's fought in here. Like, who has he beat? Anybody? Like, yeah, Chris Weidman, like, losses to, yeah, get him out of here. Go Brad Tavares, unanimous decision. Next up, flyweight bout, Charles Johnson, Skullet Johnson, 18-8 versus Bruno, 125-pound Silva, 15-7-2. Loss for Johnson, win for Silva. Johnson lost to Alex Perez, very bad look. And Charles Johnson coming back off the loss to... Yeah, he had the rear naked choke against Park. Who'd Johnson get finished by? Alex Perez, I just said. And Bruno Silva's off the win. I mean, I kind of like Bruno Silva here for a little bit, but I think Charles Johnson will be better. I think Charles Johnson will just outstrike him and just won't get finished again. I just think it's a good bounce back spot for Johnson. Yeah, Johnson, third round finish or decision. I think he can maybe catch Bruno coming in with an uppercut maybe late. He's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, I just think he's too good not to come back, right? So I would like to see Bruno. I don't know. This one's tough. I mean, I like Bruno a lot. I just don't like him against in this matchup. So official pick is Charles Skullet Johnson. I just think he'll probably get the decision win. Just look a little bit better over 15 minutes. Maybe get taken down, lose round 1. But after that, like, I think he'll also have his distance management way better where he's not getting in range as easily. Because, like, think about it. You get knocked out and in range, you're going to stay even further out of range to work that you don't get taken down and or struck again. So Charles Johnson by decision. Next up, heavyweight bout. Victor Petrino versus Steven Asplund. Petrino 13-2 versus Asplund 7-1. And yeah, I think this is another fight that set the heavyweight division back. I think you can do Petrino decision here is probably the official pick. I think Asplund, I just think this guy Petrino just can dance around him for 15 minutes, and that's what he's going to end up doing. Kind of a little, even though he is kind of a finisher in a way, he could definitely snag that finish. I think Petrino probably gets the dub here. I don't know, but I could definitely see this one going greasy 15-minute Petrino decision because he just is standing at the outside, not trying to get hit. Because my thing is, if you can get finished by Dustin Jacoby at light heavyweight, you can get finished by Steven Asplund at heavyweight. So if that's the way that you like it, I like Asplund KO. If you like that, I think he has that advantage. But um, I think Petrino dances for 15 minutes. I think this is a boring fight, and yeah, Petrino decision. Official pick, not one that I am in love with. I really want to pick Asplin, but like I'm not just gonna go in there and just like I don't know if he has a gas tank for 15 minutes, and I just think Petrino could be like, I'm just gonna get this guy tired and then I'm gonna fight because he can win late, like something like Thomas Peterson. So, yeah, I like that. Petrino, I don't have any way that he wants. Next up, featherweight bout, Rahiki versus Hardwick. Rahiki making his debut versus Hardwick. Does he have legs anymore? I mean, let's just keep this. This has got to be Rahiki here. KO. Rahiki KO. Knees, elbows, ground and pound, guillotine choke. Maybe he gets a sub on him. But I mean, I can't. Harry Hardwick probably is just I don't know how you recover from those leg kicks from Fernandez, even in 6 months. Like, it just seemed brutal. It just seems like he's not super athletic, and I'm not gonna go against this Rahiki kid. He's probably gonna get a finish here, maybe a submission. I could be KO, but yeah, inside the distance for Rahiki, I can't pick Harry Hardwick. I don't know how anybody could. And yeah, if he does catch a win, good for him. But yeah, Rahiki, let's go, baby. Next up, featherweight bout. Andre Touchy-Feely fit 25-12 and 0. 1 no contest. Jose Miguel Delgado, 11-2, coming off the loss to Nate Wood. Nate Wood, what a performance. Got knocked down, injured in the first round, and came back to win the last 2 rounds. Delgado kind of exposed for a little bit of not having a super well-rounded game in that fight, so maybe he's got to have a little bit of a better performance here. But yeah, I think he puts out Feely in the first round. And yeah, you could be like, Feely won his last fight. Yeah, and you look at how many times he wins his last fight and then loses his next one. Andre Feely's like a movie star. He goes, 1 for me, 1 for the people. 1 for me, 1 for the people. So, yeah, I like Delgado here. I think he can, get finished in the first round. That's usually a way for Feely to go against these kind of big hitters. Brito, Ige, Mel Costa, even with a sub. I think Delgado first round finish, first round KO even, gets in there, just touches that chin. And I just, Andre's just got a lot of fights in there, a lot of damage. 35 years old. Delgado coming off a loss. I think it's a hammer spot. I think he finishes yeah. GG's Jose Delgado. Next up, Ion Cutelaba, light heavyweight bout versus Omar C. Cutelaba, 19-11-1, coming off the loss to Bukakis. Kind of a robbery, in my opinion. Think I was on that fight heavy for Cutelaba, and they gave it to Bukakis. Omar Sy coming off a win, lost before that to Menefield, beat Haberio, finish. And, yeah, I kind of like Omar Sy here. I think we're getting decent value. I think if you like Cutelaba, again, this might be a spot where I throw down on Cutelaba decision just because like he might just be a better like wrestler. But I think the power of Sai can give Cutelaba a problem. I think he can get him out in first or second round. I think that's what he actually has to do. But yeah, it's kind of hard to trust Cutelaba, especially if like he's been finished before. He's lost to decisions as well. And I just think Sai's a really good athlete, a really big power puncher, and I think he can get him out there first, second round easily. So yeah, Omar Sy, first, second round. Let's go, baby. Next up, women's strawweight co-main event. Amanda Lemos, 15-5-1, coming off a loss against Jillian Robertson, 16-8. Coming off a finish win, I believe. Marina Rodriguez, yeah, a while ago. So, yeah, I think this is Jillian Robertson all day. She had to cancel a couple fights. I don't know if it was injury from her or her opponents. So hopefully she's healthy coming into this fight. I like Lemos a lot. She's an athlete coming in there, and I think she's got a really dog's chance, but I just think she's not going to be as good. I think you're going to be wanting to root for Lemos because like she has that good price tag, and she just loses against better fighters in a way, and I just think Robertson's only loses to like better grappler or better strikers in a way, and I think Lemos is a better grappler. So I don't know, man. She could get taken down. I kind of worry about that if Lemos comes in there with a real physicality to her. and really forces the grappling exchanges. But again, it's not something that I think she'll have massive success with easily. I think that's her win condition if she does get there, but I think Robertson's better on the feet. I think she'll be better in the stand up, and I don't think she'll have better defense against. She'll just get it to the cage. I like Jillian Robertson decision. I think she'll get 2 rounds. Let's go, baby. Main event. Josh Emmett, Kevin Vallejos. If this is going 5 rounds, I don't know. 19-6. Emmett coming off a first round sub to Zala. Vallejos 16-1. Coming off I think a unanimous decision win against he finished Giga Chedzike. And yeah, that spinning back fist, that was nasty, bro. Danny Silva before that. Wow. Yeah. Hard to pick Emmett not to get finished going in there for 25 minutes. It really is. But if Topuria doesn't finish him, I could see Vallejos not finishing him too. That's just Emmett being an absolute tank and a warrior. Yeah. So let's go Vallejos decision. Not gonna finish him. Would love to see it. It's just that like dude doesn't get finished, man. I mean, it happens. Yeah, but like a blue moon happens too. So this guy's from Argentina. Maybe it happens. The blue moon Argentinian finishes Emmett. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the decision win. He's very good, very clean. Not gonna want to put himself in too many riskful chances against somebody that does have the power of Emmett. So that's why I think we see the unanimous decision win. The dude will stay at very clean boxing range and not allow Emmett to hit those strikes. Kevin Vallejos, let's go, baby. Do a quick recap. Keep them short. Keep the picks. Don't think too much about the betting. And let's try and get a monster winning week here. We're going to go Rodriguez, Smith, Masakita, Lacerta, Sousa, Orablai, Tavares, Johnson, Petrino, Rahiki, Delgado, Sai, Robertson, Vallejos. Sounds like a fucking perfect week. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave your picks in the comment section. $100 for 100% picks right. And we're going to lock in here. I'm feeling really good. We're going 80+%, 100% this week. Let's go, baby. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, your friends, and your family. Peace and love.